स्वागत है आपका जी बिजनेस की खास पेशकश अपॉइंटमेंट में आज हम बात करेंगे जनरल इंश्योरेंस सेक्टर के बारे में। जनरल इंश्योरेंस सेक्टर पर आज हमें जानकारी देने के लिए हमारे साथ है फ्यूचर जनरली जनरल इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज के मैनेजिंग डायरेक्टर और सीईओ कृष्णमूर्ति राव। सर, स्वागत है आपका अपॉइंटमेंट में। सर, सबसे पहले हम आपसे जानना चाहेंगे, फिलहाल जनरल इंश्योरेंस इंडस्ट्रीज का व्हाट इज द मार्केट साइज, व्हाट आर द मेजर सेक्टर्स दैट कंट्रीब्यूट ग्रोथ टू योर बिजनेस?
General insurance industry, the last financial year, did a cumulative premium of 45,000 crores. This has around 24 companies with the newly licensed companies last year. The sector has been going through a bit of uncertainties, mainly account of the pool losses which has been provided for last 3 years because of increased claim ratios for motor third party liability. So with losses coming from the pool, the sector incurred an additional provision of around 3,500 crores, all companies put together, which has affected the profitability of almost all the general insurance companies.
You mentioned about uncertainties. Can you just mention or elaborate what are those sectors or where the uncertainties are?
The sector went through the period of de-tariffing in the last 4 years, starting from 2007. There has been pressure on the premium rates of the profit-making segments of fire engineering as well as motor business. So this contributed to the companies making underwriting losses for almost 3 years since de-tariffing. And coupled with that, in the last year, the regulator was not happy with the provisions for the motor pool. There was some dispute between or misunderstanding on the pool provisioning between the pool as well as the regulator. There were difference of opinion on the percentage of claim ratios, and this led to some uncertainty on the provisioning to be provided in the books of the insurance companies. Finally, provisioning at 153% was suggested by the regulator, which resulted in significant losses for all the insurance companies.
So de-tariffing, it's one of the good thing for the insurance companies, and most of the general insurance companies are expecting de-tariffing in third-party motor insurance as well. IRDAI allowed insurance companies to hike the premium till 68%, जो उन्होंने 2007 में last time increase किया था. But still, most of the insurance companies are not comfortable with it, and they are thinking that IRDAI should allow them to increase the premium till 80% or 90%. What is your take on it?
आपने अभी जनरल इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज का मोटर थर्ड पार्टी लाइबिलिटी का परफॉर्मेंस देखेगा तो the loss ratio is more than 150% in most of the segments. If you look at some of the segments in commercial vehicles, it's as high as 200%. Coupled with this claims, there are expenses to be incurred by the insurance companies for settling these claims. These expenses can be as high as 20 to 30%. So put together, expense plus claim ratios, we're talking about close to 200%, where the hike is only maximum 68%. So there is a gap of more than 32%. That is, it will continue to have an impact on the loss ratios for the general insurance companies.
तो डू यू थिंक अगर ये डी टैरिफ हो जाता है, अगर IRDAI आपको अलाउ करता है कि आपकी मर्जी से प्रीमियम बढ़ाने के लिए या चार्ज करने के लिए, तो द लॉसेस विल कम डाउन?
आप अभी देखा डी टैरिफिंग के बाद कुछ सेगमेंट्स में रेट कम हो गए, कुछ सेगमेंट्स में रेट ज़्यादा हो गई. सो डी टैरिफिंग विल हैव इट्स प्लस पॉइंट्स एज वेल एज माइनस पॉइंट्स. द कस्टमर्स हु हैव बीन प्रॉफिटेबल टू द इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज विल get lower rates, and segments which are loss making for insurance companies will attract higher rates. So some of these segments, the third party liability premium can go up, and for some of the segments the premium can come down. So the insurance companies will be free to price based on experience, and that will help in getting a reasonable premium for the insurance companies. And also we will not have situation where some consumers subsidizing other set of consumers.
सर, अपार्ट फ्रॉम मोटर, जैसे कि आपको जनरल इंश्योरेंस में मोटर और हेल्थ बहुत ही बड़े सेक्टर है, बहुत ही बड़े सेगमेंट है. अगर हम लोग बिजनेस की बात करें, पॉलिसीज की बात करें, तो मोटर में भी काफ़ी लॉसेस हो रहे हैं, जैसे आपने बताया थर्ड पार्टी मोटर इंश्योरेंस का अगर स्पेसिफिकली हम लोग बात करें. द सेम विथ हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस एज वेल. 4 मेजर POCs है, लेकिन उनका कॉमन TPO को लेकर अभी थोड़ा विवाद चल रहा है. दोज कंपनीज आर ऑल्सो मेकिंग लॉसेस. तो व्हाट इज द करंट सिचुएशन ऑफ हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस इन इंडिया?
Health insurance still recently, if you look at last 3 to 4 years, Major segment of health insurance was coming from corporate group health, whereas the individual segment was very less. In the last 3 years, after the de-tariffing especially, insurance companies have started realizing that the group health for the corporate premium rates have to go up. So slowly the rates have started increasing, and now it's more or less the loss ratios have come to less than 100% for most of the companies in the corporate group health side. If you look at individual health, for most of the private sector companies, this has been a profit-making segment. The challenge for the companies has been to work with the third-party administrators and in turn work with hospitals to get reasonable rates for various treatments. So this, I think, has been a problem mainly for the public sector companies, which has resulted in some stoppage of cashless treatment some time back. But quite a few private companies have started their own in-house team for servicing health policies, where they negotiate the rates directly with the hospitals and they replace TPAs slowly. This has a lot of advantages in the sense they are able to control their health claim cost, and also they are able to give better service to the customers.
But corporate claim, corporate policy is one of the big segment for you. And what are the reasons you think that this segment is making like huge losses?
Traditionally, what was happening in the sector was since a corporate has different portfolios for insurance like fire, engineering, health, personal accident. Out of this, traditionally fire and engineering used to make profits. So the insurance companies used to subsidize group health premium, considering the profit what they will get from fire or engineering. So this was continuing till de-tariffing. But when de-tariffing happened, the premium rates for fire and engineering reduced. So the profit margins which were available under fire and engineering disappeared. So insurance companies do not have any choice than increasing the premium rates for group health. So that is why in the last 3 years there has been a successive increase in group health premium rates. Coupled with that, there is an inflation of 10 to 15% in health sector as such. The health care cost increases every year 10 to 15%. So the insurance companies have to account for that also. So all these things lead to increase in the group health premium rates.
Okay. सर यहाँ लेते हैं एक छोटा सा ब्रेक. कृष्णमूर्ति सर बने हुए हमारे साथ, हम लौटते हैं एक छोटे से ब्रेक के बाद. ब्रेक के बाद स्वागत है आपका. कृष्णमूर्ति सर बने हुए हमारे साथ, हम बात कर रहे हैं हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस के बारे में. सर जैसे आपने कॉर्पोरेट क्लेम के बारे में मेंशन किया, हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस जो बहुत ही मेजर सेक्टर रहा है और उसमें काफ़ी सारे लॉसेस हो रहे हैं. अगर हम लोग कॉर्पोरेट क्लेम की बात करें, 1 जुलाई से हेल्थ पोर्टेबिलिटी लागू होने जा रहा है. डू यू थिंक दैट उससे कुछ फ़ायदा हो सकता है अगर हेल्थ इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज को?
Companies who are servicing their customers well can take this as an opportunity to increase their premium base. They can attract more customers, offering better services, and this will help them to increase their health insurance premium.
But health portability can become a major issue अगर if customers are unhappy with the companies. तो do you think एक तरह से चैलेंज होगा इंश्योरेंस कंपनियों को अपने कस्टमर को रिटेन करना या उनको कंटिन्यू बनाए रखना कंपनी के साथ?
I think it will introduce a bit more competitiveness in the industry, especially towards servicing the customer. And maybe insurance companies will come with better products which can attract customers.
तो हेल्थ सेगमेंट में आपको लगता है कि नए प्रोडक्ट और आ सकते हैं?
Yes.
सर इंडिया में पेनिट्रेशन इतना लो है, करीब 4-4.5% का पेनिट्रेशन है कंपेयर टू अदर कंट्रीज. इट्स वेरी लो. सो व्हाट डू यू थिंक, what are the things we need to do to increase the penetration level? Because अगर हम लोग कंपनीज की बात करें तो लाइफ में भी और जनरल में भी आधे से ज़्यादा कंपनीज आर मेकिंग ह्यूज लॉसेस. सो मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल से कि पेनिट्रेशन इज वन ऑफ द रीजन. तो आपको लगता है कि पेनिट्रेशन इस हालात में बढ़ाना ज़रूरी है अभी?
पेनिट्रेशन आप अभी स्टैटिस्टिक्स देखिएगा तो वर्ल्ड ओवर penetration, insurance penetration is linked with the growth in GDP. If GDP or per capita income increases, there is a chance of insurance penetration also increases, because increase in per capita income brings in more disposable income to the consumers, a part of which can be used for purchasing insurance. The major challenge in India has been lack of proper distribution channels. So growth of distribution channels is something which all the insurance companies are working on. And with more distribution channels coming in, it is possible to increase insurance penetration, and especially we need to work in rural areas where the penetration is very low.
But distribution channel, open karna, launch karna, या rural areas में setup करना, isn't it a big challenge for the companies?
It is challenge, it is costly. Insurance companies have to work with agencies like NGOs or other setups which have their own distribution network. So we need to work with them and try to sell low-cost insurance policies through these distribution channels, so that will increase one is customer awareness as well as penetration.
So at this point of time, what do you think कि IRDAI को exactly क्या करना चाहिए? What are the things you think that IRDAI should work on?
IRDAI already has done some work on these areas, like they have come out with certain regulations in helping micro insurance more popular. They have done some sort of relaxation for micro insurance agents. Maybe they have to look at giving some sort of relaxations for distribution network which are spread in rural areas, like some of the multi-level marketing firms which can handle distribution of insurances in rural areas can be encouraged to work on this area.
IRDAI recently, when we spoke to IRDAI, we came to know that IRDAI is also, trying to speak with Indian Post, और अगर उनके रेडीमेड 1,50,000 कुछ ब्रांचेस है, हो सकता है उनके साथ आपको अपॉर्चुनिटी मिले, तो आपको लगता है कि वो एक मेजर बिजनेस डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन चैनल हो सकता है पॉलिसीज के लिए? अगर
this can become a major distribution channel, but the challenge for insurance companies could be to train these agents of postal agents who distribute. They have, as you know, postal service has their own life insurance product. So these agents distribute these life insurance product. So they can distribute other insurance products of either private or public sector insurance companies. So the major challenge will be to train all these agents on different products of different insurance companies and use them to develop a low-cost model for distribution, which can help in increasing penetration through these agents.
एजेंट का रोल बहुत अहम होता है कस्टमर के और कंपनी के बीच में, बिकॉज इज द मीडिया कर बेसिकली, और कई बार हम लोगों ने देखा गया कि मिस सेलिंग काफ़ी होती है लाइफ में भी, और जनरल इंश्योरेंस के प्रोडक्ट्स में भी कस्टमर को पता चलता है कि दिस डिसीज हैज़ नॉट बीन कवर्ड एंड द एजेंट हैज़ ऑलरेडी टोल्ड मी. तो एग्जैक्टली आप बड़े प्लेयर हो, एग्जैक्टली क्या प्रिकॉशंस लेते हो ऐसे हालात में कस्टमर के साथ डील करने के लिए, एजेंट को ट्रेन करने के लिए?
First thing what we do is we ensure that our agent is trained on our product. We give him a booklet which clearly mention what are the exclusions on the product. We harp upon what is excluded in the policy rather than highlighting on the coverage. Because once the customer is clear about what is excluded, then he will know that claims under any of these exclusions will not be entertained. So we train the agent to tell the customer what are the exclusions so that the customer is aware what is not payable under the policy. So we focus on the training aspect for agents so that can bring down mis-selling. And also when we come across any case of mis-selling, we take action against the agent. We either suspend him from selling such products in future.
Sir, apart from distribution, what are the other major challenges which general insurance companies have right now?
One of the major challenge after de-tariffing has been pricing. The pricing, due to unhealthy competition in the sector, has been reducing, especially for the profitable lines of business. That's a challenge when the insurance companies have to address. And already IRDAI also has come out with certain guidelines to ensure that the prices don't fall further and make it unviable for insurance companies. So if insurance companies look at addressing this anomaly in pricing of products, the sector can improve its profitability.
सर इसके अलावा मैं थोड़ी स्पेसिफिकली आपकी एफडीआई के बारे में आपकी थोड़ी राय जानना चाहूँगा। 26 से 49% तक काफ़ी बातें चल रही है एफडीआई बढ़ाने की। व्हाट इज योर टेक ऑन इट?
So insurance is a capital intensive business. If insurance companies have to do more business, the penetration of insurance has to increase. There is more capital requirement. There is a limitation for the Indian partners to bring in capital. So it is always beneficial for the sector if the FDI can be increased.
और इंश्योरेंस बिल जो इतने सालों से पेंडिंग रहा है पार्लियामेंट में और अब तक उस पर ठीक से कोई कदम नहीं उठाया गया, डू यू थिंक दैट इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज और IRDA टू नीड टू पास दैट बिल और समथिंग?
We are always hopeful that it will happen soon.
So do you have some idea about the insurance bill, like what are the clauses are there, like how it will help insurance companies, or what are the major points mentioned in insurance bill?
The basic issue, what I understand, is permitting increase in the FDI from existing 26% to 49%. But along with that, it has to address certain other regulations which is present in the insurance bill relating to once the foreign partner is allowed 49% equity, how it will affect the conditions relating to permitting dilution of stake after 10 years, IPO, all these things also has to be addressed.
ओके सर, इसी बात पर लेते हैं एक छोटा सा ब्रेक। कृष्णमूर्ति सर बने हुए हमारे साथ, हम लौटते हैं एक छोटे से ब्रेक के बाद। ब्रेक के बाद स्वागत है आपका। कृष्णमूर्ति सर बने हुए हमारे साथ। अब हम थोड़ा स्पेसिफिकली जानते हैं फ्यूचर जनरल इंश्योरेंस कंपनी के बारे में। सर अब हेल्थ पोर्टेबिलिटी मोटर इंश्योरेंस के अलावा थोड़ी स्पेसिफिकली फ्यूचर जनरल इंश्योरेंस कंपनी की बात करते हैं। फिलहाल आप मार्केट में अपने क्या बिजनेस स्ट्रैटेजी रही है आपकी अब तक, आगे चल के क्या रहने वाली है, कितने एम्प्लॉयज़ आपके साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, कितनी पॉलिसीज आप अब तक बेच पाए आप, और हाउ मेनी एजेंट्स डू यू हैव?
So Future Generali has been in operation since 2007 September. We started writing business in 2008 January. So we completed 3 full financial years in last March. Last March we did 612 crores of business, and we are looking at close to 900 crores of business this year. Our focus has been to develop retail lines of business. As you know, one of our partners, Future Group, is one of the major retail players in India. So taking help from our partners, we are developing retail channel, both on agency as well as mall assurance, which can give us more footprints in India. Already we have established 70 offices, and this year we would be looking at establishing another 10 offices. And this geographical footprint, along with selling policies through our partners' retail outlets, is giving us a good spread across the country. We are already selling our retail policies through the 160 plus outlets of Future Group. This has helped us to gain a good market share in the number of policies which we are selling, especially in the personal accident, home and health segments, which are some of the segments which we will focus on in the coming years.
What is the total market share if you compare with all the segments?
See, the private company players, we have 3.5% market share, and our overall market share is 1.5%.
हालांकि डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन चैनल फ्यूचर ग्रुप का जो रिटेल है, आउटलेट है, उससे काफ़ी आपको राहत मिलती होगी, बट ये जो मोटर है, हेल्थ है, अगर हम लोग थोड़ा स्पेसिफिकली इन सेगमेंट्स की बात करें तो विच आर दिस मेजर सेगमेंट्स जो दोज कंट्रीब्यूट मेजर बिजनेस टू योर रेवेन्यू?
Around 50% of our business comes from motor insurance, where health accounts for around 20%. So both together around 70% of business. Other channels, other lines of business which we are focusing on is property insurance, mainly known as fire insurance, which accounts for around 12% of business. Liability and marine cargo accounts for around 4% on the marine side and 3% on the liability side.
And how is the claim ratio in that segment, specifically in marine and
Marine, the claim ratio is improving. See, across the country, the transport facilities are improving. So that has contributed in lesser losses under marine. So for the insurance companies, that has resulted in better loss ratios for marine business.
And how's your inflow in the capital market?
We do investment based on the regulators' guidelines. The insurance companies are expected to invest as per the regulator guidelines, and we do our investment after that. As of now, we don't expose ourselves much on the equity market.
But what are the sectors you are bullish on?
So, in the equities segment, we look at established blue chip companies, and our exposure as such is less than 5% of our total investment.
What is the roadmap ahead, specifically for talking about future generally?
We are looking at doing profitable business. Our focus will be both growing top line as well as bottom line. We are already having around 65% of our business coming from the retail segment, which this year we are looking at increasing to 70%.
सर हालांकि आपने कहा कि हेल्थ सेगमेंट में थोड़े और नए प्रोडक्ट आ सकते हैं, पोर्टेबिलिटी अगर लागू हो जाती है तो अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट व्हाट आर द अदर प्रोडक्ट्स यू आर प्लानिंग लॉन्च? कुछ कंपनीज थोड़े अनकॉमन प्रोडक्ट लॉन्च करने के बारे में सोच रही है, जैसे साइबर क्राइम, इंटरनेट फ्रॉड. सो इज समथिंग लाइक दैट इज इन योर रडार?
See, we are looking at more on the personal lines of business, and also in some of the specialized areas. Crime is something which we are already working on a product, and we also are looking at products connected with films, entertainment business, as well as events. So these are areas where we are looking at launching more products. We already do some products on events and film. So we are looking at enhanced products for these segments.
थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर टॉकिंग टू द बिजनेस. बड़ी खुशी हुई आपसे बात करके.
Thank you.
तो ये थे मिस्टर कृष्णमूर्ति राव, जिन्होंने काफ़ी सारी जानकारी दी है जनरल इंश्योरेंस इंडस्ट्रीज के बारे में. अगले हफ्ते फिर मिलते हैं किसी नए मेहमान के साथ. देखते रहिए अपॉइंटमेंट जी बिजनेस, आपका फ़ायदा.